Hey everybody, it's Andre Shirdan, and I'm with a new friend, and I'm with Shavonne Healy. And Shavonne is um, one of those people who I've been trying to meet in dentistry. We kind of crossed paths over the years, but she is a 2006 graduate from the Fund School of Dental Hygiene, and she's been a clinician, a change agent, an educator, a researcher, and an innovator. And one of the things I love most about her mission is her mission to integrate dental hygienists into oral surgery as implant care practitioners. And I think that's a fantastic thing. You guys know what my passion for perio is. So I asked her to be part of this series because our paths have crossed, but I've never really got a chance to talk to her, meet her. And so this is a great opportunity to do this. So Shavonne, welcome. Good to see you.
Thanks so much for the invite, Andre.
Oh, it's good to see you. And you're not too far from me. You're in the DC area, right?
I am.
All right. So I'm not too far away. I'm right up the road in Pennsylvania. So it's good to see you. And I guess we're sharing the same weather today, and I can't wait to get out and hit the sun at some point, right? So
I don't have any sun here, so I don't think we're sharing the same weather. It's actually raining.
Oh, okay. So it's coming from down there because it's going to rain this afternoon here.
Yes.
All right. You're sending me your weather.
Sorry about that.
Oh, so
Sharon is Karen.
Oh, okay, if that's the way you want to say it. So I sent you my 6 questions. So we're going to dive in and we're going to go wham bam really quickly and go through them. How's that sound?
Great.
Okay. So think about a fork in the road that you've hit. So question 1. Think about a fork and tell us a little bit about the fork and how it's changed you.
Wonderful. This fork in the road was very recent. It was in 2020. And I spent a lot of time paying attention to a lot of things that I wasn't aware of. And so I had the fork in my road was a professional fork. Do you want to stay in the private sector in private practice? Are you going to return to clinical practice? Or do you really want to transition into this other thing, this bigger thing, this more meaningful thing, this harder to do thing, which is public health? So that was the fork in the road that I recently came to, and I slowly have been making my way into transitioning into the public health sector and using my gifts and my knowledge and my skill to improve oral health for vulnerable populations.
That's wonderful. That's awesome.
Yes.
That is a fork. And I'll tell you, 2020 was, it really forked up a lot of people,
Yes.
And that's a fantastic path.
Yeah. And so I made a choice, stuck a fork in it, and here I am. So I still, just having that time, that downtime in 2020, I just, you realize so much. And so I will still be, dabbling in the private sector. But, I can't really imagine when I will return to what I was doing before, which was serving as implant care practitioner in oral surgery, which is another beautiful thing. So a hard choice to make, but this profession it's hard work, and so and depending on what you're involved in, it might take you away from your family and other things. So I want to make sure that wherever I'm spending my time, that's taken me away from maybe other things, it has to be worth it. So I just feel like this decision will help me make a bigger impact.
Well, I'm 100% behind you. I know we'll keep in touch and see how you're doing with this. So this actually might lead us to our question number 2, which is there a book that everyone should be reading and maybe reading it over and over again? This might be what shapes you.
Yes. I love to read, and I'm just pulling up my notes here. So I have 2 books. The first book would be The Purpose Driven Life by Rick Warren. And I think it kind of that book speaks for itself. And that's where I really identified the servant leader in me. So that was a life-changing book. And then the other book would be One Thing by Gary Keller and Jay Papasan. That was a book that was actually recommended to me by Dr. Kazemi, which was the oral surgeon that I was working with. And he recommended it to me because I was trying to focus in and hone in, because sometimes your gifts and your talents can take you in all kinds of directions, especially when you're somebody who meets a need, right? So it helps you hone in, like, what is that one thing that you can focus on? What is that one thing that you can do that can change your life? Or just what is that one thing that makes all the other things, turn out better, or whatever it is. So for anybody who's trying to focus or narrow down on what it is that they are here to do, that's one book that I would recommend.
That's awesome. And I every time I work with a doctor or any business that I come in contact with, because I work outside of dentistry too, but it's always asking the question over and over and over again, what do you want out of this? Why did you hire me? And it's always like, oh yeah, we've got some issues with this, that, and the other thing. They go, okay, but really, what is it? And sometimes it'll get down to, hey, I just want to spend more time with my kids.
Yeah.
But you got to peel back that onion to find out where the core is. I guess onions don't have cores, bad analogy, but you know what I mean.
I do.
Yeah, all right, there you go. I love it. So those are two good books, and one I've read, one I haven't read, so I've got to put that on my reading list. So that's a good one. So let's go to question number 3. Give me one or two of your favorite quotes.
This is an easy one. The first one was said to me by my mentor, Jill Grassmick. I don't know who said it to her, where she got it from. And she said this at a time where she was trying to convince me to take over the presidency for DC Dental Hygienists Association. And she said, if you don't believe in you, then believe in me, because I believe in you. It's as simple as that. And the second one comes from 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 7. For we walk by faith, not by sight.
I know that one. That's a good one. Very, very good.
Yes.
Good quotes.
Those are the two things. Whenever I come back to that fork in the road, those are some of the things that I can, the voices that I hear.
Yeah.
In the back of my head. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So question number 4 is, what's the high-tech thing that you can't live without? It has to have a battery or plug.
Okay, right now would be Alexa, who just stopped playing in the background. I don't know if you can hear her, but somebody gifted it to me, and I love it. Mostly because I love music, and so Alexa, play Aretha Franklin, and boom, she delivers, never fails. So
I heard you. Yeah. Now it depends on the mood you're in, which Aretha Franklin song is going to make the difference, right?
Right, exactly.
That's a good one. Alexa, I haven't heard that one yet. Well, see, if I say that around my house, I think one or two things will pick up. But all my stuff are Google focused. So, but I get it. I'll wind up ordering something from Amazon if I say Alexa in my house. So. Okay, so the flip side of that is, what's the low-tech thing that you can't live without? No battery, no plug.
Oh, no. Oh, a book.
Good answer.
Yeah.
All right, you were hesitating, so you were thinking of something else that might have had a plug.
Yeah, well, no, it doesn't. Well, I guess it does have a plug today. You can plug it in. I was going to say, just to give me an old school car with a roll-up window. I don't need it to fly. I just need it to get me to A to B. So I was going to say just an old school, But
that's got a battery in it.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't think critically about that one.
Yeah, and we're running. I was going to say we're running late today because my car out front, which is electric, and you got to plug it in, and it does have a battery. I got a flat tire, so we're running late today because of that thing. So, all right. But yeah, okay, I'll give you that one. All right. So let's go back to the beginning and go back to the beginning of where we were talking. So question number 6 actually has to do with question number 1, which is, if you could go back to that fork in the road, let's go back before you start making the decisions in 2020. What advice would you give yourself?
With tears in my eyes, I would probably say, keep going.
Yeah, that's good advice.
It's simple as that. Keep going, because there's more. There's such a road ahead, and there's just no turning back now. So keep going.
Yeah. I can, and on the other side would be for me, give up, give up. Don't do that. We need you in there. But we'll let you go.
Well, sometimes you hear, you step out into society and you hear that, right?
This is true.
You should give up. So with tears in my eyes, I would say, keep going. Hang in there, kiddo.
Well, I didn't prepare you for this question, but I'm going to ask you this last question. So 6A would be, Shavonne is the person she is today because of hard work or luck?
Oh man. Well, I'm lucky to be alive. So definitely there's a little bit of luck sprinkled in there, but I have definitely worked hard.
Yeah.
Worked hard to overcome some challenges. And I'm still working hard.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, it was a lot of hard work to get together to see you, and now I'm lucky to have finally gotten to do this. So you see how I spun that in there?
Yes, and it was great. I'm so glad that we were able to make this happen today.
Me too. So I will see you soon on the road, because we're going to have to figure out a way to get together and say hi to each other in person. But thank you so much for doing this, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Hope to see you soon.
Awesome. Bye-bye.
Great. Bye.